When we decided to create this show, we were thinking a lot about how can we create a television series that's not like everything else on television. And one of the things that we noticed was you know, there's over 60 shows that are cops, lawyers, and doctors. And the reason why those three formats work so well is there's always a lot of high stakes, you know? And in the world of the internet, and especially startups, where you've got something where people are sort of, you know, working with next to nothing but could have a $300 million deal around the corner, has the high stakes.
Okay, the most important question is, why us? Why a web startup? In the 90s, you remember the scam was a bunch of 20-year-olds promising to change the world, and over that weekend they'd burn all 300 million of their seed money on dune buggies and wine they couldn't pronounce. Wine they couldn't pronounce.
The youngest people who are really affecting history right now are obviously the people who are making these huge websites that are contributing to, you know, like sort of mass changes in media and communication. So you look at like a 21-year-old can turn the head of Viacom, like that doesn't happen. You know, he's not even old enough to be a doctor or paramedic. So I think that's really interesting.
Let's hack NASA.
You can't hack NASA every time you want to feel good.
Oh, yes, 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 I can. Those second-rate code monkeys, and they promised me a space elevator.
I know NASA sucks, but we have to figure this out.
Where's my space elevator? Houston?
We found our cast both by like just casting a wide net out and casting a wide cast. Wow.
What I'm saying is that it's like a website. All right, you have the front-end design, which is the beautiful public side that everybody gets to see. And then you have the back-end design, that ugly infrastructure, which is you.
There's double meaning in there about your sweet, sweet back end.
It's always really great when you get into a room full of actors and not only are they coming in and doing what you ask of them, but they're taking the character so much further and almost writing their own scenes.
Any Bollywood movies you want me to pirate?
The first time we sat down on the set and started doing those scenes in Topiate offices, it felt like, okay, this is a real show. This is a real like story that's unfolding, whereas on paper it's just harder to like see that as much.
Well,
Maybe for you.
I like it.
We imagine all the different interactions with the characters, but then when you start to see how different actors, you know, play off of each other, and it's like a whole new world. You know, you have this idea of what the show is going to be and where it's going, but a whole new world sort of opens up. Are you going to do something with Aladdin now?
We wanted to shoot for a really different style of the show in terms of having a lot of technology in there and being really free to, in the edit, bring up a lot of different, you know, just IMs and texts and all the different ways that young people communicate nowadays. We wanted to not have just as a gimmick, but just have as a theme.
You'll see the use of technology and not as just like, you know, boo, 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 pull this up, you know.
I've hacked the mainframe.
Actually, there's no such thing as a mainframe anymore. So our character.
What?
Aren't there? There's not a mainframe anymore.
There's a mainframe. There's a mainframe in our show.
$10,000 we're paying for data centers?
It's not like the net where like there's like the one central source. Anyway,
Outs himself as a total noob kid. Like I saw a movie that was set in the late 90s and the guy was playing an NES. And that was just not of the time. Like, SNES was out for like years by then. It felt really anachronistic.
I think our show's a lot about people who are friends and work together, and you know, this sort of new generation of people that, you know, they become friends first and then work together versus become friends with the people they work with, and this sort of that dynamic, and Matt and Mitch certainly had that dynamic.
We're an internet startup. There's nothing but an algorithm. How do you not know?
So you're the code wizard, and I'm nothing but a salesman.
You're a saleswoman.
We're still in our 20s, and making a show about people in their 20s, kind of by people in their 20s, is maybe something that doesn't get to happen that often, and hopefully will give a unique perspective.
Yeah, I'll sum it up.
Yeah, man, just got an email about losing all the funding. Doesn't matter how I know. I hacked it, all right? No, it's not unscrupulous. No.
Seriously? Like
All I need is my
Here's the thing, you could leave anytime and have 6 figures waiting for you at Microsoft. Web 1.0 was the night sky and a billion stars.
Yeah, I've got some news, and it's just best I come out with it. We're gonna keep going.
You still got my feel-good money?
I'm in.
Do we still get course credit?
That is the future of internet, gentlemen. Web 3.0 is a billion stars and a million possible constellations. Connections with a purpose, built on the basic idea that we are far stronger together than we could ever hope to be apart.